Basketball Champions League for the second edition. They were knocked out in the round of 16 in the debut version of this tournament. Hoping to go further this time around. The Russians making their first ever appearance. What kind of introduction will it be for them? A tough away trip in this opening section of the regular season. Here are the fixtures for Group A this week. Monaco getting the first win yesterday. Murcia against Hapoel Holon and Dinamo Sastari against Pina Kasiyaka. The other two fixtures from this group. Group A, remember, slight change in format, 32 teams in the regular season. That is 4 groups of 8, with the top 4 progressing to the round of 16. And the teams finishing in 5th and 6th place, transferring to the FIBA Europe Cup. So I mentioned Oldenburg, who were participants in the last edition of this tournament, the debut season of the Basketball Champions League. They did make it through the group stages. They finished in 3rd place in the end, behind Asvel and Neptunas in Group C. This is the team that they will come up against. Oleg Okulov's BC Enisey from Russia. Some interesting names to keep an eye out for in this opening fixture. Xavier Dowdle, 33-year-old point guard who joins from Cantu. A lot of new names really for NSA this season. Anthony Hilliard as well. Vasily Zavoruev, really the only one who made a valuable contribution last season. The other key players are new additions. Octavius Ellis is another name to keep an eye on. He'll wear number 15. Vitaly Liutik as well, the 25-year-old from Belarus who was playing in Estonia last year. He's potentially going to be one of the key men for the visiting side. Well, this is the Oldenburg roster. Keep an eye out for Brian Allen, a 25-year-old American who was with Ches Nimburg of the Czech Republic last season in the Basketball Champions League, averaged over 15 points. Christian Jones, another new arrival. Rasid Mahalbasic and Mickey McConnell, 2 more new names who could make a big contribution. And Ricky Polding, the 34-year-old, who's been with the club for 10 years.
Und noch einmal herzlich willkommen, liebe Basketballfreunde, zum heutigen Auftaktspiel der FIBA Champions League der Saison 2017.
So how will Enisey get on in their debut season?
EWE Baskets Oldenburg und unseren Gästen aus Sibirien, Enisey Krasnoyarsk. Unsere Gäste spielen in
challenge for them, taking on a team who know exactly what the Basketball Champions League is all about. German side with a 10-4 record in the regular season. Narrowly missed out on 2nd place, actually. They had to beat Avtodor Saratov of Russia in the playoff qualifier over 2 legs. They then lost to Banvit of Turkey in the round of 16, which ended their journey. The first ever season of the Basketball Champions League. Enisey were playing in the FIBA Europe Cup last season. Side just about to be introduced here on court. I know that it will be a challenge this evening. A lot of new names, so a little bit of an unknown quantity. There's Brian Allen coming out first. A man signed from Ches Nimburg. Christian Jones there, number 2. Another new arrival at St John's University. More familiar names for the home fans to look out for here, but there are plenty of new ones as well. And here's a man they know all about, Ricky Polding, 10 years with EWE Baskets now. 34 years old, actually turns 35 later this month. Still expected to be a vital member of this Oldenburg team. Bundesliga winners in 2009, German Cup winners in 2015. Finished as runners-up in the Bundesliga last season. They lost in the final, losing 3 games against Rosa Bramberg. tied a second title. And they made a good start to this season's Bundesliga as well. 3 wins out of 3 so far in the German domestic league. Can't say the same for Enisey though. They have only played 1 of their league fixtures so far, and it was against the defending champions. CSKA Moscow getting the better of them at the weekend. So a relatively early stage of the season for them. And a tough away trip to start off their Basketball Champions League campaign. Octavius Ellis there, who is one of the new arrivals, played with Monabar in this competition last season of Montenegro. Lots of new names, lots of players to keep an eye out for. Xavier Dowdle, another new arrival. He was playing in Italy with Cantu last season, 33-year-old point guard. We should see plenty of him this evening. He will be a key man in that Enisey lineup. Reached the quarter-finals of the FIBA Europe Cup last season. In the meantime, have a look at your refereeing team. Lorenzo Baldini of Italy leading the way. Blanco Krogas and Vojanovic either side of him. We are still a couple of minutes away from the start of this one. The opening fixture in Group A in this season's Basketball Champions League. Quarter-finalists in the FIBA Europe Cup last season, as I mentioned, they finished in 4th place in the same competition the year before, and here is their starting 5. A lot of those new names involved from the beginning. Dowdle is one of them, Leotic and Ellis as well. Zavoruev, possibly the only one in the roster who really made a decent contribution last season for Enisey. Oleg Okulov has a lot of new players to try and fit together after they started their domestic campaign with a defeat at the weekend. Plenty of new faces for the home team as well. Ricky Paulding will be so important to them. The captain does start. Brian Allen as well, one of the new arrivals. Rasid Mahalbasic, another one, a 26-year-old centre who was with Real Betis last season. He could be an important member of this side, and Mickey McConnell, who joins from Spanish side's Obradoiro. They have lost some key players. Mladen Driencic will have to cope without the likes of Brian Quali and Dennis Kramer, who both made an important contribution last season, but he has some new players that he hopes will make a big impact here. It's so important to get off to a good start, particularly at home here at the EWE Arena in Oldenburg. Promises to be a terrific encounter. By the end of this evening, all of the teams in Group A will have played their first fixture in this season's competition. CB Murcia of Spain are involved. We saw Monaco get the better of Juventus Utena of Lithuania yesterday. And Monaco starting with a big win as well, 37-point victory for them. Dinamo Sassari of Italy will be hoping to progress as well. We have an Israeli side, Hapoel Unet Holon, and Pinakashiyaka of Turkey. Nearly ready for the start here. EWE Oldenburg return to the Basketball Champions League in front of their home supporters and taking on the Russian side, Enisey Krasnoyarsk. Siberian-based outfit, and of course the hosts a few problems here. There's Ricky Paulding. He knows what playing here is all about. The encouraging start in the Bundesliga will give them a real lift ahead of this Champions League opener. Can they get off to a winning start? We shall find out in due course. So game day one in the Basketball Champions League Group A action. EWE Baskets Oldenburg against BC Enisey Krasnoyarsk. Two teams hoping to get off to a positive start in this year's campaign. Brian Allen struggling to hold the ball there. He was able to recover. Mahal Basic wearing number 24. EWE looking for a bright start here. Here is McConnell. Not much left on the shot clock, and Ellis did well. Octavius Ellis showing what he's all about, and he's looking for the pass here. Ellis! And he's denied at the other end. What a start. Blocks in front of both baskets as Allen gets it out, and the three-point attempt is no good from Dzeu. Well, an eventful opening minute, but nothing on the scoreboard yet. Turn from Ellis, puts up the two, gets it. And it is Enisey to get the first points. Brian Allen, Mahal Basic, now McConnell. Holding, keep holding, couldn't get it to go and couldn't find Mahal Basic either. Dowdle. Xavier Dowdle here looking for Ellis for the alley-oop pass, and the finish doesn't quite go. A nice combination. Ellis with 2 points to his name already, and the attempt from Dzeu is missed, and Ellis can claim the rebound. Moving it quickly here, Enisey. It's an open three, and it's good. Leotik, the Belarusian, getting his first point of the night. And the Russians lead by 5. Really positive start from the visiting team. A little over 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's McConnell. Gets it inside. Mahal Basic gets it to go. First 2 points for him. First 2 points for the Germans. 3-point lead as it stands for the visitors. Here is Ellis. The pass inside. Ellis gets it out to the corner. And the 3-point attempt from Komisarov is no good. Now Polding. The attempt goes up, and it's no good this time from Dzeu. Dowdle. Oh, manages to get it to go. Superb finish from Dowdle. Good start this from Enisey. Five-point lead re-established, and this is Brian Allen, formerly of Czernimberg in the Czech Republic. Mahal Basic looking for the pass. The whistle has already gone. Xavier Dowdle with the last score there for Enisey to re-establish the 5-point lead. Holding. Now McConnell. This is Dzeu. Now Basic puts up the 2, gets it. 2 more for him, doubles his tally. Easy layup. Now Ellis. 3-point attempt is no good. It looked as though it was going to drop there. Somehow stayed out. A little unfortunate. There's Zavoruev. Nearly opened his account for the night. Now Basic. Manages to hand it off there and gets it back. Mahal Basic with a layup, and this time the rebound is claimed by Komisarov. Dowdle puts it up, 2 more. The American doubles his tally. Again, we have a 5-point lead, and EWE just about keeping that one alive. Here's Brian Allen. Averaging over 15 points a game in this competition last season for Krasnoyarsk. McConnell goes for the huge 3, and it's good! That's what EWE needed. That'll get this crowd going. Mickey McConnell draining it from distance. Ellis. Zavoruev. Open 3 again, no good this time. Ellis with the rebound, the pass inside, and the layup doesn't go from Leotic. Here's Allen, he puts it up, draws the foul, makes the 2. He'll go to the line for the potential 3-point play. That's what Brian Allen's all about. Saw the opportunity. Came inside and did the business again. Ties it up at 9 apiece. Sabian Dowdell with the foul. Three-pointer is, three-point play, I should say, is exactly what Allen was hoping for. That's exactly what he's got. An EWE lead for the first time in the game. Bright start from the Russians, but a really good response here from the Germans in the last minute or so. Quickly turned a 5-point deficit into a 1-point lead. Couple of changes from the Russian side here. Brymo putting up a 2, gets it. Instant impact. 2 points. Here's McConnell. This is Brian Allen. Finding his feet in the game now, puts up a 2. Kesson unable to hold there. Kesson in for Dezeu. Enisey leading by 1. Drincic, the head coach of EWE, has been with the club since 2014. Both coaches actually have had time to establish themselves at their respective clubs. Okulov has been with the Enisey since 2015. The side who are leading the rebound count at the moment, 7-5. Here come the Russians again. First we're getting to see if Anthony Hilliard ball out to the corner. 3-point attempt is good. That's Brymo, who's made an instant impact. 5 points to his name already. A 4-point lead for BC Enisey of Russia. Kesson goes inside, lays it up and in off the glass. 2 more. We're back to a 2-point game. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Out it goes to the corner. Hilliard for 3. And foul is called. Kesson, the man penalised there. Rebic from distance drains the three. Well, the long-range shooting has been good so far. McConnell has it. And his side trailing by 5 as it's rejected and taken away by Hilliard. Could be another three for a blow early on. It's missed though this time by Zaforuev. And the hosts pick it up again. Trailing 12-17. McConnell pass inside, well disguised, and an easy finish. Mahal Basic made that look effortless. There's the pass inside and the foul. Mahal Basic is penalised. A chance for Kennigan to go to the line. This is a lovely pass inside from McConnell. Mahal Basic with the easy finish, but he's been the man. Give away these free throws now. Enisey up by 3. And over 2 left in the first quarter here. Here looking to make it a 5-point lead again, and he does. The Russians just keeping EWE Baskets at bay at the moment. Encouraging start this from the Russian team. This is Lursing. Lursing. He's been penalised here. It's an 8-second violation. Besic. Comes to nothing here for BC Enisey. Moving it quickly now. EWE looking for a route back in here. Try and cut this deficit before the end of the first quarter. Still plenty of time. This is Lursing again. Kessen for 3. It's no good. Hilliard picks it up easily. Rebic. Kennigan. Hilliard thinking about the 3. Throws it up instead for a long 2, which is no good. Lursing. And again. Gets it back from Dezeu. Lursing puts it up. It's no good. It's loose and gathered by Hilliard. To the final minute of the first quarter. Bremo comes inside, he'll throw it down. Uncontested. 7 points for Bremo. And a 7-point lead for Enisey. He just had the freedom of the court there. And a one-handed jam as the first timeout is called with 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
Two times same offense, and we only don't score, but change. You have so many options. You know, you have had 3, you have had 4, you have had 5, you have all. Come on. Let's go. Play hard. He have a game. Every time he go hard, he have advantage. Let's go. And watch when you have in the scope. Play underneath. Play under. Tones down as he can pop. You know. Watch for the 2 sides as we move. Come
on. A great contribution so far from Bremo. Enisey's number 17, Suleiman Bremo, the player who didn't start the game. But he has scored 7 points in around about 4 minutes here. Leading the scoring charts as it stands for Enisey, who are up by 7 as well. Polding for 3, gets it! Ricky Polding with a vital 3-pointer for EWE. Oldenburg back to within 4. Tada penalised this time. In foul trouble now, the German side, but a little over 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Very encouraging start from the Russians so far. Long range 3, no good. Will be one more chance here for Oldenburg to finish the quarter on a high. Foul is drawn. Only 2 team fouls prior to that for the visiting team. Zakharov with the foul. 6 seconds remaining in the first quarter here with Enisey up by 4. Can Oldenburg just strike a bit of a blow here to the Russians before the end of the first? Dowdell has come back on court. Brian Allen is going to be the man to try and get the 2. He's drawn the foul and made the 2 as well, setting himself up for another 3-point play. Second of this opening quarter. And he has this to make it a 1-point game. And there it is. The Russians only have a couple of seconds, but they got the shot away in time. But it is no good from Zakharov. And at the end of the first quarter, we have an intriguing battle here. The German hosts coming back strong, and the Russians having led for most of it. Enisey do still have the lead, but it is by just the 1 point at the end of the first quarter. It is 21 points to 20. Not a great deal of difference, really. Enisey are dominating the rebounds. Dominating perhaps is a rather strong word, 11-8. Otherwise, it is pretty similar, really, and obviously that's reflected on the scoreboard as well. 20 points to 21. Basic has made a decent contribution, 6 points, 3 rebounds for him. Brian Allen with 6 points as well. That has come from 2 3-point plays. So Basic once again. He's given away a couple of fouls as well at the other end, but he has been a handful for Enisey, who have impressed so far in their Basketball Champions League debut. Suleiman Bremo making a huge impact off the bench. Top scorer in this game so far with 7 points. McConnell hitting one of a number of threes in that first quarter. 3 from 9 from long range for Enisey. And 2 from 4 for EWE in the first quarter so far. They are underway in the second quarter here with EWE Baskets Oldenburg down by 1. The hosts trailing 21-20. Gudemak penalised here. First foul of the second quarter. Might give Oldenburg the chance to edge in front early on in the second here. Enjoyed a couple of resurgences really in that first quarter, having fallen a little behind. Never let it get out of hand. Managed to fight back as Brian Allen puts up a 3 and gets it. That's what they got him for. 9 points on the board for Brian Allen. Impressed in last season's Champions League with the Czech side chest Nymburk, and already making an impression here. 3 from 4 from the field, 2 from 2 from the foul line. Shot clock was running down and he just nailed this. Nothing but net for Brian Allen. Put in some really impressive individual performances last season. That's why Oldenburg decided to bring him in. Hilliard now, Bremo, who's impressed as well, and he misses his three-point attempt that would have taken him into double digits. Lösing now. Pass inside to Dezeu, and in it goes. Eventually it drops. I think it will go down. It's 2 points for Dezeu. Don't think anybody else managed to get a little touch on that. Either way, it's a 4-point lead for EWE, who have it again here with Brian Allen. Dezeu. Lösing. Still Lösing. It's claimed by Enisey, who have yet to open their account in the second quarter. Hilliard spins and puts it away. Anthony Hilliard with 2. 4 points for him. And a 2-point game. Lösing. Bounce pass into Dezeu, who took his time. And the uncontested dunk from Dezeu restores the 4-point lead. And the alley-oop pass not quite there for Bremo, who did well, and the 3-point attempt is good. Dowdell for Enisey, and we're back to it being a 1-point game again. 3 from 3 from the field for Dowdell, who has 7 points. Allen, Lösing, Dezeu for 3. This time it's no good, claimed by Dowdell. And here is Bremo, comes inside, gets it out to the corner for 3, no good. Lösing. Tada. Lösing with a bounce pass into Dezeu with a reverse layup, great finish. 2 more for EWE Baskets, who lead by 3. Great play this from the Germans. A bounce pass, and how about this for a finish from Dezeu? A little over 3 minutes played in the second quarter. Enisey, we're up by 1. At the end of the first, remember, 21-20, but the Germans are in the ascendancy at that stage. And the pass to Ellis, what a finish, one-handed. Octavius Ellis doubles his tally. And again, we have a 1-point game. This is setting up to be quite a contest here. Allen for another 3, but not this time. And Ellis claims the rebound. Zabian Dowdell inside. There was a little touch there off McConnell. Mahal Basic has it. Was able to steal that up against Ellis, and well, it was as if Ellis wasn't even there. Mahal Basic gets two more. Slip up there from the Russians. Mahal Basic making them pay. Zakharov puts it up. Oh, and it's finished off by a Gudamak. Say, keeping in touch. Mahal Basic against Ellis. Oh, what a pass! And the finish from Tada. Mahal Basic with the behind the back bounce pass. Tada gets his first points of the night. Great awareness from Mahal Basic. There's the three, it's good. What a response from Enisey. Zakharov ties the game. No, it was a 2, just inside the line, so it is still a 1-point game. Foot just on the line there from Zakharov. Tada. Mahal Basic. Ellis is struggling to contend with him. Mahal Basic drawing the foul. Just stepped on the line, I believe. How about this from Mahal Basic? Just read that pass really well and then just easily won that battle with Octavius Ellis. And then look at this. This is a moment of brilliance. What a pass. So we still have a 1-point game. Rebic. Liutic. Rebic again. Rebic puts it up, and there's a bit of a scramble for it. Frustration there for Enisey as it comes to nothing. German side still leading by 1. McConnell. Brian Allen. McConnell for a huge 3. No good this time. Rebic now for the Russians. A bounce pass into Ellis. Liutic in the corner. Ellis draws the foul. Still a 1-point lead for the Germans. 3:35 left in the first half. There's the pass into Ellis, and again it doesn't quite work out for the Russians. The last few plays haven't quite gone to plan. It's a really promising start, and they are still within just 1 point. McConnell. Now Brian Allen. Polding for 3, gets it! Ricky Polding again. So reliable from long range. So reliable, full stop. 4-point lead for the Germans. again. He's just not going for Enisey at the moment. Another turnover. Here's Ricky Polding's three. Never in doubt, really. Holding a 2 from 2 from the field. Both of them 3-pointers. Brian Allen. There's the 3-point attempt again. It's no good this time from Schwethelm. Allen inside, rejected by Ellis. That's a bit more encouraging for Enisey. Hilliard couldn't get his pass out to Leotik. Ellis with another block there to deny Brian Allen. Second block of the game. Here is Ellis. Rebic throws it up towards Ellis. It's always going to be a difficult one. Again, trip down the court into nothing for Enisey. Timeout is called. It is a 4-point lead for Oldenburg here in the opening week of the Basketball Champions League, 36-32.
Let's go! Let's go! Hey, when you switch, must be physically switch, give him no spacing for the other pass. Okay? Attack physically. Next offense, hey! Next offense. 5 up! 5 up! So, you have ball. After handoff, after stagger, you have ball, okay? Max, you go out. Pass for Max. Down.
Last 3 ball, guys. 3 more fouls.
Handoff roll. You 1-on-1. Attack this basket.
Well, it's been close. Polding has made a contribution, an important contribution, a couple of big 3-pointers, both of them coming at such a crucial time as well. He's the man they turn to. He's Mr. Oldenburg, 10 years with the club now. We'll be hoping his side can see out the next couple of minutes here in this first half and go into the interval with the advantage. Brian Allen puts up a 3, no good. And Hilliard claims the rebound and looks to launch it quickly. And there it goes, 2 more. Leotik puts it away. Enisey back to within 2. Three-point didn't go from Brian Allen, and Hilliard was quick to respond. Allen trying to make amends at the other end, but Leotik made it count. 36-34. Here's Ricky Polding. DeZeu. Now McConnell. Into the corner. 3-point attempt is good! And EWE increased their advantage to 5. Schwethelm with the all-important 3. His first point of the night. Hilliard in response, gets it. Blow for blow being exchanged here in Oldenburg. We have a 2-point game again. McConnell. Pass inside to DeZeu, makes it count. In off the glass from DeZeu. 4-point game again. Hilliard, will he go for it one more time? Rebic. 8 on the shot clock. Rebic looking for a way through. comes to nothing. I was half expecting to draw the foul there. Now into the final few seconds of this first half here. Can EWE Oldenburg increase their advantage? Yes, they can. The Zeus 3. Timeout is called. And we have a 7-point lead for the hosts. The Zeus making the three-pointer. Set up by McConnell. And drained from distance by the Zeus.
Получаем по 3 очка на работе фигне. И опять разыгрываем нападение, которого не можем 2 вниз сыграть. Оно работает, это нападение. Offense, one. Okay? Defense, free ball. Aggressive. Stagger, бежать за ним. Stagger, follow, run up there. Как только мы нормально защищаемся, тогда все в порядке.
Well, it's fair to say that the second quarter has been certainly won by the hosts. They have a 7-point lead, an 8-point swing from the end of the first quarter. They've scored 24 points. Really just carrying on where they left off because they ended the first quarter very strongly. Despite trailing by 1, they were in the ascendancy at that stage. They just carried that on into the second quarter, and this could be a vital few seconds here. Only a couple of seconds difference between the shot and game clock. Enisey trying to run it down. They're going to run out of time if they're not careful. Hilliard puts up a 3. It's no good. And that is the end of the first half. And EWE Baskets Oldenburg go into it with the lead. A 7-point lead, which has been built slowly over the course of the second quarter. They started a little slowly themselves. Enisey had the better start. And by the end of the first quarter, EWE were already coming back into it. After an excellent end to the second quarter, they now found themselves 7 points clear. Overall, they'll be delighted with the way they've turned things around. Just suffering from a little bit of a slow start, but their key men have stood up and been counted so far. A little better from long range. Enisey still winning more rebounds, but 3 steals to just the 1 for Enisey in favour of Oldenburg. A couple of blocks for Octavius Ellis in that first half. 7 turnovers, that's really a big problem for Enisey, only the 3 for Oldenburg. It's been a disciplined display from the hosts. The Zay with 11 points, hitting a big 3 towards the end of that first half. Mal Basic has played a big role as well, 3 rebounds for him. Ellis with 6 for Enisey. And a couple of blocks as well. He has played an important part, but he has struggled in the one-to-ones with Mahal Basic, who is a real handful. Brian Allen with 9 points as well. Mahal Basic with 8. He's had a good contribution all round for the hosts. We'll see some of his contributions here. They just struggle to cope with him under the rim. He's got a big physical presence. He makes it count on more than one occasion in this first half. Here he is again, just steamrolling his way through. And Octavius Ellis in particular really struggled to deal with him in that first half. Showed his creativity at times as well. Dowdell for the visiting team has looked bright at times. Xavier Dowdell with 7 points and an assist in that first half. McConnell has shown little glimpses of what he's capable of. The long-range shot here, his only 3 points of the night, but what a 3 it was from long range. Mickey McConnell, who played nearly 15 minutes in that first half. Brimo made a big impact as well, coming off the bench. We haven't perhaps seen as much of him as maybe some of the NSA followers would have liked. Only played 8.5 minutes in that first quarter. Did get 7 points on the board. A little bit of everything in his game. 3-point shooting, pretty decent from EWE. 6 from 13 for them, 5 from 15 for Enisey. Both teams hitting from long range. Play there from McConnell to set up Mahel Basic. Both of those players having an impact. This was the spectacular dunk of the half from Brimo, who was given the whole court to play with there. Just had so much space and was never going to miss that. A one-handed jam from him. And it was a bright start from the visiting team, but they have fallen away a little bit towards the end of the first half. Ricky Paulding, the experienced captain, with a couple of vital threes, which have helped his side build this 7-point advantage. That's where we stand at the moment as the first half ends here, with Oldenburg leading by 44 points to 37. BC NSA have it all to do in the second half if they are to come away with the victory here on the road. 7-point deficit as it stands. Can they turn it around in the second half? Oldenburg lead NSA 44 to 37 at halftime.
Elias, hier ist dein Einkaufsgutschein vom Modehaus Leffers. Danke euch beiden fürs Mitmachen, Glückwunsch und ja, weiter so auf eurem Weg zum erfolgreichen Basketball. Das war unsere Leffers Skills Challenge mit Elias und Vincent.
Well, welcome back to Oldenburg. Second half action coming up in the Basketball Champions League. It's game week 1. An action from Group A. EWE Baskets Oldenburg taking on Enisey of Russia in this opening fixture. It was a bright start from the Russians, who took an early lead, and they were up still by 1 point at the end of the first quarter. They had started to fall behind a little bit, certainly started to struggle under the pressure of the improving Germans, who come into the start of the second half with a 7-point lead, 44-37. Dezeu top scoring at the moment for the hosts with 11 points. Dowdell with 7 for Enisey. They'll be hoping they can turn it around here in the second half, the visiting team. As I say, it was a promising start to the contest. There's been some eye-catching moments from the likes of Brymo, and Zavorovev as well has made a decent contribution. Hilliard and Dowdell, 12 points between them. Brian Allen, new arrival for EWE, has scored 9 points, a couple of 3-point plays, and a 3-pointer from him in the first half. Creative force for Oldenburg this season. That is what they have brought him in for. He played nearly 18 minutes of that first quarter. Dezeu top scoring with 11 points. Not afraid to shoot from long range. He's made 5 from 10 from the field overall, including a 3-pointer. Ricky Paulding with 2 from 2 from the field, the experienced captain, coming up with a couple of big threes at vital times. 10 years with the club. Robbie Paulding who gets us underway in this second half. Oldenburg, the hosts in the yellow, up by 7 at the end of the first half. Growing in confidence throughout the opening 20 minutes of this contest, as Paulding puts up a long one. It's no good. Easily claimed by Dowdell. Player brought in from the Italian side, Cantu. One of many new faces in this Russian outfit. Traveling called against Liatik. A lot of turnovers for Enisey in that first half. 7 in total in that first half, only 3 for the hosts. And just a little more disciplined overall. Something that will have frustrated Oleg Okulov, no doubt, in that first period. There's a Masil Bajic who's been such a handful. And he continues to cause problems. Basic drawing the foul from Kanigin. He'll go to the line for the 3-point play to give Oldenburg a 10-point lead. We do have a 10-point game here in Germany. It's the perfect start for the hosts. Mahal Basic into double digits as well on a personal level, as Brymo puts up an easy 2. He moves on to 9. Top scorer now for BC Enisey. Mahal Basic just can't seem to get hold of him. Another easy 2 for the big man. Quickly restoring that 10-point advantage for the Russian to try and overturn here, and they once again respond with 2 more for Liatik. 8-point lead inside to Mahal Basic, who is just racking up the points in the second half. That's 7 since the start of this third quarter. 15 points overall. Make sure that the hosts maintain this 10-point advantage. The 26-year-old centre, Mahal Basic, who was with Real Betis, the Spanish side last season, 26 years old. Physically, the Russians are struggling to handle him at the moment. Leotik puts up another two, gets it. Just keeping the Russians in touch here. Four from five from the field for him. Here's Mahal Basic again. Turns, and it's another two. Brimo can't stop him. Points for him in the second half already in 2.5 minutes. "17 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist for the 26-year-old. Up goes the two, it's good. Managed to pretty much respond to every blow that has been dealt by EWE in this second half so far. Zavorov with his first points of the night. Brian Allen. McConnell. 3 on the shot clock, he's got to get the shot away quickly. Got it away in time, couldn't get it to go, and Polding couldn't hold it. Dowdell. Draws the foul from Schwetel. Dominating the boards at the moment, 19-14, the Russian side. Trailing by 8 at the moment, but make that 6. It's the long two from Dowdell. He's now one of 3 Enisey players on 9 points. Brian Allen. And this is McConnell. Zavorov penalised here. First personal foul for him. Zavorov in his second season. One of the few familiar faces for Enisey supporters as Mahal Basic fails to hold that one. Big impact from him in this second half, big impact overall from the centre. Dowdell here for Enisey. The easy two, Leotik finishing well. All of a sudden it's just a 4-point gap between the two sides. Good response in this second half from the Russians. They're falling 10 points behind. Here's Polding. Not got much time left here, Polding. Will he get the shot away in time? He did, and he makes it as well. Ricky Polding, never panicked. And the veteran with another two. Dowdell goes for the 3 at the other end. It's no good. Leotic has done well. Sabian Dowdell comes inside, puts it in off the glass. Good finish from the American. It's back to being a 4-point game again, 55-51. Halfway through the third quarter. Play here from Dowdell, lovely finish there. Double digits for him. And this was Ricky Polding, who was running out of time, who used every second on the shot clock to make it count. Dowdell here for Enisey. Hilliard into the corner. Breimer. Foul called. And wasted opportunity there for the Russian outfit. First foul called. There's the reach. It's the left arm, the right arm, beg your pardon, coming around there. That's what the referee spotted. Breimer's done really well to win it back, and he should go all the way. Throws it down. Makes amends pretty quickly. Two-point game. Stolen back here and then given away again. Tada looking for Schrettel. Holding. McConnell. Another turnover there for Enisey. McConnell puts up a two, and now Basic is penalised. So it's Breimer after the steal, throwing it down for the two. Still a two-point game. It's a 5-point turnaround from the end of the first half. Despite a pretty bright start to the second half from the hosts, Enisey have responded brilliantly. Three-point attempt is no good. Hilliard going for it there. 31-year-old American who's playing in Israel with Maccabi Rishon last season. As I mentioned already, plenty of new faces in this Russian outfit. Very different looking roster this time around. Making their Basketball Champions League debut tonight, of course. Oldenburg knocked out in the round of 16 last season. Keep holding, drawing the foul. Experienced captain. Come up with some big shots at important times. And they need him really to drain these free throws. Two from two. And a 4-point lead for EWE Baskets Oldenburg. In the corner here. Leotic for three. Get it to go. Schrettel nothing enough there to McConnell. Here is McConnell. Oh, the bounce pass and the finish from Tada. That's better from Oldenburg. Clever play from McConnell. An easy two for Oldenburg. Timeout called. The Germans leading by 6, 59 points to 53.
Offense flash, okay? Offense flash. Концентрация в защите. Давите маленького и не спите на пик-н-ролле. Не надо отбирать мяч, надо убить время. В одной передаче Дунай. И вот этот заслон. Третий номер 23. Идет и идет наверх. Вы играете же Дунай сначала, да? Вы сверху играете. Он не может уходить наверх. Okay, let's go. 2 and 3.
This is Brimo with an easy dunk after stealing the ball back. He had just given away a foul moments earlier. It's been a pretty good half so far for Enisey, although Oldenburg getting it back to a 6-point lead just before that timeout was called. They led by 7 at the end of the first half, remember. But this is still anybody's game. With a little over 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Germans up by 6. Here is Hilliard now. Manages to get the shot away and gets it to go as well. An awkward looking finish from the American, but he made it count. Tada. McConnell for the long 2, gets it. Mickey McConnell with 2 more. 5 points now for him. Guramak. Leotic finds the gap and throws it down. Silences the crowd here. Great play from the 25-year-old. Spotted the gap and went for it. Four-point lead for EWE Baskets. McConnell. 3 on the shot clock. He might have to get a shot away himself here, and does. The 2 is good on the buzzer. Back-to-back 2s for Mickey McConnell. 7 points for the game, 6-point advantage for Oldenburg. Three-point attempt from the corner is good. The response from Enisey is excellent once more. Hilliard into double digits. 10 points for him. Now into the final minute of the third quarter, and it is a 3-point game. McConnell will have to shoot again on the buzzer. And this time he doesn't get it to go, but the rebound is put away nicely. Dezeu adding another 2 to his tally. One of 3 players in double figures for EWE Oldenburg, who lead by 5 with the clock running down here at the end of the third quarter. The alley-oop pass! Oh, what a finish! Hilliard throws it down, and it is a 3-point game with 3 seconds left in the third quarter. What a play that was. Brilliantly picked out by Rebec, and Hilliard with the finish. Meantime, McConnell will go to the line, having drawn the foul from Guramak. Second one is good, makes 1 from 2. As the buzzer goes for the end of the third, it's a 4-point lead. They've cut the deficit by 3, BC Enisey, with just 10 minutes left to play. They are still very much in this. 66 to 62. Basic making a big impact early on in that third quarter, but credit to the Russians who have really stuck with them here. 4-point advantage. Enisey still winning more rebounds, 22-16. And the turnovers not quite as one-sided as it was in the first half, 10-7, still more for Enisey. Great play from Brymo here. There's been some really good moments in the third quarter from the visiting team. Every time this crowd have started to get encouraged by the performance of their players, the Russians have responded in an impressive way to just create a little bit of nervous tension in the air here in Oldenburg. Miocic going really well in this second half so far. He's got 13 points in total. Basic making a big impact himself. 17 points for him. He will be a key figure, no doubt, in the fourth quarter, as Oldenburg look to build on what has been an excellent start to the season for them. 3 wins out of 3 in their domestic league. And hoping to make it a home win at the start of their Basketball Champions League campaign. 10-4 record in last season's Group C. Got themselves into the playoffs, knocked out in the round of 16. Enisey making their Champions League debut. This is the play of the quarter so far, maybe the play of the game. Hilliard's dunk from the alley-oop pass by Rebic. Can the Germans secure a home win? Will the Russians turn this around? The next 10 minutes will tell us. Into the corner. Decided against the three-point attempt. It's an easy 2 in the end for Hilliard. Anthony Hilliard makes it a 2-point game. 14 points for the Americans so far. Jones, now Allen, Brian Allen for 3, it's good! Brian Allen again. That is what they brought him in for. Another 3 for him, he's into double digits as well. 12 points. Dowdell. Rebound claimed here by the Russians, who don't have long to get the shot away. Dowdell from the corner. It's no good, but the follow is excellent. And Gudamak does make it count. That's a 3-point lead here. Now Basic. Draws the foul. Defensively, Enisey have really struggled to handle him. That's what the 17 points to his name tells you. Physicality has been a real issue for them. And the test here of his free throw shooting as well. Well, 3 from 3 from the line, 8 from 10 from the field, 19 points and 3 rebounds for Mahal Basic in this game so far. Opens up a 5-point lead. Here's Hilliard. Hilliard for a 3. It's no good from the American. Lursing. Stolen by Dowdell, and this is Brymo looking for the early pass into Hilliard. Should make this count. Rejected by Jones. How about that? Christian Jones with a massive rejection. Hilliard looked to put this away, and Jones said, "Not in my house." That is sensational defensive work from the American. Could be crucial. It's still a 5-point game. That looked a certain two for Enisey. Brian Allen for another three. And this time he can't get it to go. And Bremo is penalised. Offensive foul. Punching into Tada there. Bremo. It's actually gone the other way, beg your pardon. It's the reaction of the players suggesting that it wasn't a technical foul called by the referee, but it was. It's Tada who's been penalised. Free throw made by Ljotic, who moves on to 14 points. 4-point game. With plenty of time left in this fourth quarter. And the Russians respond here. Another foul called. And this time it'll be two from the line. Zakharov. And get the chance to halve the deficit here. Brian Allen with the foul. Second personal foul for him. Denis Zakharov making the first. Just to make it a 2-point game. Gets it. Losing. Just to float it in off the glass. No success for Brad Losing. And then look past there from Dowdell. This is Bremo. A hook shot attempt, no good. Claimed by Jones, who's made quite an impression, not seen too much of him. One huge block and important play there. He's denied a chance to open his account though. Dowdell, good pass there. Gets it back again. Komisarov. Now Zakharov for three. Oh, he's got it! And Enisey take the lead. And what a good start to the fourth quarter it's been. A 1-point advantage for the Russian as EWE call a timeout. And it's 72 points to 71, courtesy of that three from Zakharov.
Mickey for them. Hey, take the off man, hey! Take the off man, guys! Cannot be, you know, he stay with the ball, he stop it. Nobody go. Hey, too easy, we call up the defense. Too easy, we call up the defense. Come on now, get back in the game. Let's go. Next offense. Next offense, we go. 5-up shit. 5-up shit, okay? Stay good, skin. You know, you. Good. This, go. Next time, hey, next time two side. You go to forward side, and after this, next team. Okay? Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it's been an excellent fourth quarter so far for the Russians. 10-5. They lead since the start of the fourth. Seven points down, remember, at the end of the first half. 4 points down at the end of the third quarter. And now 1 point clear. With still a long way to go. Could be set up for a thrilling finish here in Oldenburg on game day 1. New season of the Basketball Champions League. set to produce some drama here in Germany. Experienced Ricky Polding, who could have a big say in what happens on this court in the next few minutes. Brian Allen weaving his way through and floats it in for two. Vital contribution from Brian Allen, 14 points now. Mahal Basic has more for the hosts, who lead by one. Ricky Polding, the man who's been penalised here. First foul of the night for him. Into the corner, Rebec for three, gets it, uncontested, and no mistake from Rebec. Doubles his tally for the night. 2 3-pointers from Enisey's number 11. Here is Brian Allen into Deseu for the response. It's no good. Hilliard claiming the rebound. Deseu, the interception, but unable to keep the ball in bounds. 2-point lead for the Russians. What a boost it would be to the start of their Basketball Champions League campaign if they could start with an away win in Germany. A team that performed well in last season's competition. Inaugural Basketball Champions League, of course, this edition 2, second season. .32 teams in the regular season group phase as a three-point attempt goes up, no good. Claimed though by Enisey. Floated attempts is no good either, kept alive brilliantly. They haven't got much time left here as Zakharov goes for the three and gets it. What a big three that could be, Denis Zakharov. Making it a 5-point advantage. Mahal Basic, this is where he can be dangerous. Can they stop him? Well, he hasn't been able to produce this time, and Enisey have it back once more. The Russians hoping to manage this game well here. Brymo, no good. Would really have given EWE an awful lot to do. Had that dropped, it would have been an 8-point lead. Connell draws the foul here. There's the three-pointer from Denis Zakharov. Set up for a really tense finish here. Polding finds Mahal Basic. Polding again. Mahal Basic making the move. Polding able to make it go. Here come Enisey once more. Bounce pass into Hilliard. To Bremo, who's fouled by Deseu. Deseu protesting his innocence. There will be 2 free throws here. Solomon Bremo. That's the first one. 12 points for him in this game. Shared the points around pretty well, the Russians, so far this evening. Bremo makes it 2 from 2. 13 points for him. Timeout called. 4 players in double digits for the Russians. have turned a 7-point half-time deficit into a 7-point fourth quarter lead. 80 points to 73.
4 minutes.
So first, guys, you know, last 4 minutes now must be defense much better. Much better. More physically, more aggressive. Offensively. Come on, guys. Aggressive. Go to basket. Finish this. Yes. 3 teams now. You know, again, we are not enough aggressive. Let's go. Go in there. In the front. Okay. Next offense. Two side. You go to forward side. Speed. Okay. Let's go. After this.
Well, an excellent fourth quarter so far from the visiting team. Did wonder at the end of the first half whether their bright start had faded too quickly. Contributions from the bench. And a really impressive all-round team display so far in this fourth quarter means they now lead by 7. As Brian Allen looks for a way through and finishes in style. Brian Allen will always be a threat. He's got 16 points now. Average 15 in the Basketball Champions League for Krasnoyarsk last season. Hilliard with a bounce pass. And the finish is no good this time from Gudamak. Brian Allen. Puts it up, no good. Here is Mahel Basic, who makes the 2. And the 7-point lead has quickly become a 3-point lead for BC Enisey. 3:21 still to play. Another timeout called. This time by the Russians. Need to focus here.
Offense. You after screen. Go 45 degrees. You in the corner. Hey.
Switch. Комиссар. Поменяй. Help.
Well, Brian Allen, Enisey Mahel Basic could make all the difference for the hosts. Mahel Basic now at 21 points. Brian Allen with 16, 3 rebounds and an assist as well for Brian Allen. 4 rebounds on top of his 21 points for Mahel Basic. No doubt that Oldenburg look a much better team when Brian Allen is on court. He's played around about 30 minutes out of 37. Inside pass by Hilliard, thrown down by Bremo. 2 more for him. A 5-point lead again. Bremo with 15 points now. 5 from 6 from the field. Holding. Mahel Basic. And easily turns Bremo and puts away the 2. Racking up the points tonight. Dowdell. Still Dowdell. Bounce pass. Bremo can't get it to go. Is looking to draw the foul there. Brian Allen comes inside. ran into trouble. They will retain possession. There's much more he could do, really, in that kind of situation. Brian Allen. 15 still left on the shot clock. Time to work this here. Trail by 3. McConnell. McConnell puts up a 2. Gets it. 1 point game. A little over 2 minutes to play. Double digits for McConnell now as well. All 5 players on the court for EWE are into double figures points-wise. It's a loose one from Zakharov, but must have taken a little touch there off an Oldenburg player. That's what the referee has signalled. You might just want to have another look at this, actually, the referee. And this is the limit he's looking at here. Did it take a touch off anyone? That's the question, I think. Pretty hard to tell from those angles, in truth. Maybe this will give us a better idea. Keep an eye on Dezeu. Well, that doesn't really tell us either. And he's changed his mind. I thought he might. There's no clear contact between the ball and the Oldenburg players. I think the officials come to the right conclusion there. It's another turnover, and how crucial could that one be? Enisey still lead, but only by 1. Basic, the pass almost loose. Gathered up by Brian Allen. 7 on the shot clock as he goes for the huge 3. Brian Allen gets the crowd on their feet. What a time to produce that. Oldenburg lead by 2. Brian Allen's 3rd 3 of the night, 19 points. There's another timeout is called by BC Enisey.
Двушкой надо, проходом. Понятно, да? Через проход. Комиссар заменился на Виталика. Эл, сыграем физ-сайд. Физ-сайд. Нам нужно 2 очка пока. И нужна защита. Физ-сайд!
Well, if it is going to be a win for the host, their 3-point shooting is going to have a big say in it. 44% from distance for EWE Oldenburg. 8 from 18, 9 from 27 for Enisey, who have hit more 3-pointers but have missed more often. 3 from Brian Allen was much needed. It's got this crowd to liven up here in the closing moments. Dowdell for Enisey, this to tie the game. Claimed by Bremo. And that is exactly what he needed. And exactly what Enisey needed. Drew the foul. Has tied the game, will go to the line for the potential three-point play. 17 points for the man who started the game on the bench. He played about 25 minutes and he's made such a big contribution. That's 18 points now. Enisey up by 1 with a little over a minute to go. Holding finds Mahal Basic. Can they stop him this time? Dezeu, McConnell into the final 60 seconds here. McConnell ran out of time, got the shot away, couldn't get it to go. Rebound claimed. Dowdell will try and slow things down. He draws the foul from Mahal Basic. .42 seconds on the clock. Dowdell to go to the line. Two-point lead. Making that first free throw. A little bit of a cushion here for Enisey. Three-point advantage. 87-84, the visitors are in front. With so little time remaining. Another timeout called by Oldenburg. Can they turn this around?
Mickey, you are involved. Here is Rashid. Here is Max. Okay? Here is... Mickey. Here is BA. Okay? Mickey. You go easy, push your man, go here, kill, okay? Kill. After this, BA, you have screen, double screen here from them. Rashid for the max, here, take the ball. Shot, okay? Nothing. Rashid go here, Mickey go in the corner. You go here. Давай. Go on defense. Go, 2-3.
Both teams with 2 sets of 5 players. In double digits, 5 players on each team, reaching at least 10 points. And there's only 3 points in this game with 42 seconds remaining. It really could go either way. Brian Allen for 3. And this time he can't get what his side needed, but he has made such a big contribution. Polding missing his 3-point attempt as well, and that could be vital. Enisey might be able to manage the game here. Still time for things to turn around. They want to run the clock down as much as possible. 8 on the shot clock. Another few points here could really kill things. 2 more for Hilliard. It's a 5-point lead. There's barely any time left. Allen for 3 draws the foul. And that keeps it interesting. Brimo with a foul. Unnecessary, really. No need for it. So it'll be 3 from the line for Brian Allen. There's about 3 seconds or so remaining. This was Hilliard with the dunk. His reaction tells you that he thinks that's enough. And it may well be. Brian Allen really has to make all 3 of these. And then it's how quickly they can get possession back again. He makes the first one. Four-point game. So little time left, but it's not over. He makes 2. They trail by 3. take that quickly. So, Enisey have possession here, down by 3. They'll look for the foul here, EWE. Try and turn around possession quickly. Don't think they're going to have enough time. And it looks as though the away side are going to take the victory. There's the final buzzer. And it is a win on the road for the Russians. They've done enough. They've won by 3. Oldenburg just didn't quite have it in them to start off their new campaign with a win. They've been beaten in their own backyard, 89-86. BC Enisey beat Oldenburg in game week 1. What a start for the Russians on the road. What a disappointment for the Germans at home. A 10-4 record in the group stages in last season's competition. But a debut to remember for BC Enisey Krasnoyarsk of Russia. Brian Allen making a huge contribution, 21 points. Behind only Mahal Basic for the hosts. Very little in the game overall. What a recovery in that 4th quarter from Enisey. A subdued atmosphere as you'd expect inside this arena. Disappointment on the opening week of the Basketball Champions League. Enisey can celebrate a fine victory. Bremo with 18 points, started on the bench but made the biggest contribution in terms of points. Everybody really chipping in for the visitors' disappointment. For Mladen Drijencic, the fiery EWE Baskets coach. It's a long season in the Basketball Champions League. It's only one game. Starting out here at home against the newcomers. They would have wanted to start off with a victory, and they led by 7. Remember, at the end of the first half, 44-37 it was. And you can tell by the expression on the faces of the EWE players that they are really disappointed to have failed to come away with a win. Ricky Polding did make an important contribution, 10 points for him. 23 points for Mahal Basic, who top scored for the hosts. 21, I beg your pardon, for Brian Allen as well. Great Champions League debut for his new club, but not quite enough in the end. The turnovers that were such a problem for Krasnoyarsk in the first half weren't such a problem in the second. 7 in the first half, only 4 in the second half. Only 1 more overall than their opponents. They were much more disciplined, much more concentrated in the second half of this encounter. And it's resulted in a victory for them. 33% from long range, 9 out of 27 3-pointers, 8 from 20 from long range for EWE, so a better percentage there. 10 from 12 from the line, 10 from 10 free throws for Enisey. That is perhaps a really significant figure. They didn't miss a single free throw all night. Made all 10 of those. 65% of their 2-point attempts were good. Better than the 61% overall. Field goal percentage slightly better for the hosts, but they've come out on the wrong side of it. They've been beaten here at home. EWE Baskets Oldenburg. It was such a bright start from Enisey, and by half-time, you felt that things had started to turn against them. And you thought that maybe EWE Oldenburg would come away with the win. 44-37, the half-time score. And gradually, the visitors playing their way back in. It was a 4-point deficit by the end of the third, and they turned it around for a 3-point victory by the final buzzer. Great win on the road. That is the best way to start a Basketball Champions League campaign. 86 points to 89, the final score, and the visiting team had plenty of players who made a huge contribution. Hilliard with 16 points and 6 assists, as well as 5 rebounds. Arguably the best player. Played only 23 minutes in truth. Less than a lot of his teammates. Bremo as well, played 25 minutes, didn't start, got 18 points. The other big contributor, Ljotic as well, another one who played 25 minutes, 14 points for him. Dowdell with 13 points. They shared their playing time around, they shared the points around. And a wonderful team performance, maybe just a little bit better than Oldenburg, who had a couple of truly outstanding performers in their team. Although they also had 5 players who made double digits, but the others didn't contribute as much. Those who didn't make double digits did make a contribution for Enisey, the likes of Rebec with 6 points, 4 points for Ellis, who only played 11 minutes in the end. There were some wonderful moments in the game, some great plays and some late drama, but in the end, the victory deservedly just about going to the visiting team. Great away win in the first week of the new Basketball Champions League season for Enisey Krasnoyarsk. The Russians have beaten EWE Oldenburg by 89 points to 86.